Well, lenders in the UK have been given the key to getting their hands on formerly untouchable assets. Now, hundreds of thousands of British homeowners are at risk of losing their houses, even over insignificant debts. RT's Polly Boilko investigates.
Frankie's run up several £1,000s worth of credit card bills that he can't pay off. And because of new laws, he could lose his home as a result. New regulations state that an individual needs to owe just £1,000 on their credit card or personal loans for a lender to force them to sell their home through court.
Nobody asked me or twisted my arm or forced me to take out the credit, right? That's my doing entirely. But the word unsecured was attached to it.
Unsecured borrowing is borrowing that isn't attached to anything. Initially, you're not at risk of losing anything if you don't repay.
But after a government U-turn, all that changed. A charging order is a way for a lender to secure a debt from a credit card or a personal loan against an individual's house.
Back in 2010, the coalition government promised to make the threshold for charging orders over £25,000, but they changed their minds, which means that Frankie is now being pursued by the bank and faces losing his house over a debt of £6,000.
We wanted that threshold set at £25,000 because we wanted that extra layer of consumer protection. The government have made it easier for lenders to get charging orders.
Frankie says he feels angry about the coalition's change of heart.
This situation should never have come about. To me, unsecured means unsecured. But it's not. They've now secured it on my property when I didn't sign for a secured loan.
He's not alone. Britain's Office for Fair Trading has already warned major banks over threatening to force debtors to sell their homes over debts of just over £1,000. But the Justice Ministry says that by introducing the threshold, they're actually helping protect debtors.
People having to sell their house to pay off debts should always be a last resort. We want it to stay that way, which is why we've introduced a minimum threshold on charging orders that provides appropriate protection to creditors and debtors, while ensuring that even fewer people have to sell their homes.
But house prices in the UK are on the rise, and debt charities are predicting a surge in charging orders.
It's very disappointing that they've reduced that threshold because £1,000 is an incredibly low sum of money to owe on a credit card or a personal loan, and we don't think it should ever be the case that anyone is at danger of losing their home over such a small sum.
Frankie says he can't afford to pay back his debts.
How does it make you feel, the thought of losing your home?
How do you think it makes me feel? I mean, I feel thoroughly sick, and my wife feels thoroughly sick over it. It's something in the good times we took pride in paying, and throughout the bad times, we've struggled very, very hard. This extra pressure, financial pressure, is causing a rift between my wife and I. Our relationship's very strained. Life's not good.
And with his court date penciled in for September, it's beginning to hit home for Frankie that he could lose the house he's lived in for over 20 years. Polly Boilko, RT, London.